What's going on, everybody? LK here. So today they dropped the Johnny starter guide last night. So he's the first character of season 3. So as with other characters, let's look at the character, what he could do, and take a look at his moveset.
Johnny specializes in fighting from mid-range with his arsenal of excellent pokes. Overwhelm the opponent with his powerful neutral game using his Iaido and card techniques.
So one, we get a quick look at his normals plus specials. Like, this is just him in a match, plus a little bit of UI. So I like this because usually the starter guides only show special moves.
Mistfinder. Johnny enters a stance before performing a swift slashing strike attack. The punch version slashes above, and the kick version horizontal. The slash version performs a downward slash that hits as a low attack and cannot be blocked while standing. Holding punch, kick, or slash will maintain the stance, performing the slash in the corresponding direction once the button is released. Inputting heavy slash or dust while in the stance allows you to disengage the stance without performing the slash. Inputting left or right while in the stance allows for movement forward or back, with double tapping right or double tapping left performing a step. The step disengages the stance, but the attack can be performed during it by releasing the button. Find the right version for your current situation, whether to keep a combo going, to maintain your offense after disengaging the stance, and more.
All right, so first, Mistfinder. So as we've seen from his trailer, basically, it is still the same move. So still the three versions, like one that goes up, one that goes forward, one that goes down. He could step out of it. I actually forget if he could walk before doing Mistfinder in Exert. I kind of forget. But probably the main actual difference between this Mistfinder and previous versions of Mistfinder is the level system. So he's had this system in XX and Exert. They changed it in Exert because, from my understanding of the XX version, the level 2 version, level 2 Mistfinder was by far the one. So this one just doesn't have a level system at all, but he has a way of upgrading his slashes that we've seen from the trailer, the cards. So we'll see what the cards actually add to this. This does change some of his gameplay aspects, though. So, for example, if you're talking about like Exert, for example, leveling up his Mistfinder changed his frame data. The Mistfinder cancels, because the higher level of Mistfinder you are, the faster he recovers from the cancel. It also changed the slash, of course, but the slashes just became like really huge and like way faster. So basically, by him not having the levels, he doesn't have it like that. But again, we saw that the cards make like another slash appear, so I just want to see what those do to affect Mistfinder, because basically his game always has stuff that Mistfinder gets affected by things that he does. That's just like a Johnny thing.
Mistfinder, midair. Johnny enters a stance before performing a swift slashing overhead strike attack. The punch version slashes above, the kick version horizontal, and the slash version at a downward angle. The slash attack hits as an overhead for all versions of Mistfinder, mid-air. As with the grounded version, holding punch, kick, or slash will maintain the stance. Releasing the button performs the slash in the corresponding direction, and inputting heavy slash or dust while in the stance allows you to disengage the stance without performing the slash. Inputting double tap right or double tap left while in the stance performs a mid-air step. The step disengages the stance, but the attack can be performed during it by releasing the button.
So next, Air Mistfinder. So again, he had this in the previous version as well. It seems that it maintains its air momentum altering properties. So again, something that I like a lot in this game is being able to alter your air momentum, because I think 6P is really, really good. It's hard to beat people for doing 6P, so I of course like that. Now, one thing I'm kind of surprised by is not only does he still have these as overhead, but to my memory, I don't remember every single version of Air Mistfinder being overhead. Maybe I'm trolling myself a little bit, but if there's a combination of him being like delaying his air momentum plus these being overheads, so it's not just like, oh, I could do close slash high low or something into Arsene, but he also has like a high low overhead game depending on how quick the slashes are, right? For reference, I believe Zato's JD is like 11 frames, so you usually need a overhead that like stalls you and also is around like 11ish frames or slower to try to line up that type of 50-50. So that thing would be really, really good for him if he has it. And they have an example here of him doing it as a mix-up, which I think is really good.
Turn up. Slicing the card tossed with deal, grounded or midair, with any version of Mistfinder, triggers an attack in the card's current position. The attack from turn up launches the opponent high, making it possible to continue attacking. It also leaves Johnny at a major advantage when blocked, meaning you can maintain your pressure.
All right, so turn up. So one, can I just say that this is a really funny name for a move that's just called turn up, about the turn up. But so this is basically what they're treating as his level up system, right? So it's certainly different. So basically, he just has level 2. You can look at it that way. Probably someone who doesn't like this game be like, oh, they just simplified it and they just made it like level 2. But the slashes appear depending on where the card is, and then to my knowledge, the cards can be put in different places. So I actually do feel this gives him kind of a different angle of like how do you do things and how do you like control space. But I need to see more about the cards, I think, because for Johnny, you know, another one of his like trademark moves is tossing the coin boys, right? Shouts to coin boys. So next questions would be, and it doesn't look like it from this, is do the cards have hitboxes? It looks like the air one does, but the ground one doesn't, but we'll see.
Deal. Johnny throws a card in front of himself. The direction the card is thrown varies between the punch, kick, and slash versions. The card does not hit as an attack, but slicing the card with any version of Mistfinder triggers a follow-up attack in the card's current position.
Okay, so deal. So this is the coin replacement. So there's ups and downs to this, right? So the coin was pretty important for Johnny to control space when he wasn't leveled up. Now, the trade-off seems to be that, okay, there's no hitbox, but you get unlimited cards on this. And another kind of interesting / different thing is you cut the card depending on the location that it is, right? And then turn up is going to have a follow-up slash that cuts where the card is. So this is kind of an interesting thing because one, you need a little bit more spatial recognition. I think as time goes on, I think the basic will be people will just throw it and then like cut it where it is, or throw it, let it fall, and cut it where it is, like build strings like that. But since he tosses them in different ways, where for example in like Accent Core ACR specifically, he has like the normal coin, he has the up coin, but in Exert he just tosses coin like forward one way. So here he has like a super high toss. He has one where he kind of just like lobs it in front of him. He has like different ones. So I do think there's some, again, this is probably like the main thing why he has that zoning moniker, because he can do Mistfinder from here and it will still cut.
Deal. Mid-air. Johnny throws a card at a downward angle. Unlike the grounded version, the card itself hits as an attack, in addition to the initial throwing motion. Use this move as a surprise attack from above, or as part of air combos.
All right, so mid-air deal. So if you've been using Twitter, this is the move that's kind of been getting memed, and people are like, he has spin. But now that I've seen it, so he kind of has had moves like this before, especially because he has like the the transfer, like the jumping, leaping move. He's always kind of had a move like this. I think it's the first time though that he kind of like tosses it forward. If I was saying as a melee player, this looks like the K pin angle from ACR. So specifically this kind of like shallow angle. She didn't have this in Exert actually. Normally Johnny has like a cheese stick type move, for lack of a better word, where he stalls and goes straight down. So this move is not so out of place for him, despite the memes, right? And probably the strongest thing about this, honestly, is that it's a card that has hitbox, frankly.
Vault. A special movement technique, allowing Johnny to vault a distance forward. Inputting heavy slash during the movement performs deal mid-air. Using vault after an attack can get you in closer to the opponent, while following up into deal mid-air can be useful during combos.
Alright, so Vault. So he's, again, had this type of move for a long time. I think it's always good, but I think in Strive, this type of move is going to be especially good, especially when he has resource to force it. He doesn't have an air version of this, it's just a ground version, but, you know, as usual, there's going to be combinations of things like meter that you can use. I'm really curious to see how much total duration it has, can you delay stuff, etc. I also think as a combo tool, it'll help his corner carry ability be quite good.
Ensenga. Johnny leaps forward and performs a strike attack. It can be used to attack while avoiding low-profile moves. This move works well in combos and as a way to bait a throw attempt from the opponent. Even when blocked, this move creates space with the opponent, making it challenging to punish.
Okay, so next, Ensenga. So normally this is an air move, and usually you have to like TK it or whatever. They made it into like this hopping move instead. You know, they changed a bunch of inputs in this game. When I saw it, I immediately thought like anti-throw, but also the way it pushes you back on a block is a pretty common situation in this game that is pretty strong, like the space positioning. It definitely suggests that it's technically like, I'm not gonna say not safe, but like negative on block. This type of like hopping move, usually too, the return on counter hit is really high. I mean, if you watch me play Baiken, you see me do a lot of shenanigans with Yozan-sen against throws and stuff. So I think this makes his strike throw definitely really good. Johnny low-key, like, even though he's like super broken in Exit, I should say he's super broken, but he's like top tier in Exit, right? His basis is fast, strong strike throw too. So this move kind of lines up with that as well.
That's my name. This move launches the opponent on hit, following up with an immensely powerful attack. As it is invincible on startup and comes out fast, it can be used to interrupt the opponent's block strings or as part of a combo.
So here we're at Super. So that's my name. It's just your typical Invul Super. For this game, the main things that are important are speed and where it hits. It looks like horizontal Super, which is definitely pretty useful. You see him use it against Soul here, just like that. When it hits, though, you don't really see how actually big it is, so I think that's just something I need to look at real quick.
Joker Trick. This move launches a powerful projectile forward. On hit, it tracks to the opponent's position for an additional attack. You can use it as a surprise attack from far range, or to go for major damage in a combo.
So Joker Trick. This one also, I want to say, is pretty straightforward. So I don't think he had a super like this ever. So in Exert, he has a different super. It's the Treasure Hunt. This one is like an anti-zoning super. Definitely useful in this game, considering how much of the cast is like a hybrid of like zoning and like set play. The only thing I have to add for this type of super is that I feel like we're seeing a lot of these either anti-zoning or preemptive. Oh, just do it. They never actually show this on block. They just show him doing it. But at this point now, yeah, Baiken, Asuka, Zato, kinda. I mean, Zato, yes. And now this as well. So just an interesting little addition to the game, considering how many zoners there are in this game. But yeah, that's Johnny. You know, they're gonna show us some more footage here. So I think pretty interesting design for this game, I want to say. one thing I noted too about like looking at the card tosses here is that they look total duration pretty fast. I would be surprised if you could react to them. There's a couple of characters that have this aspect, like Jacko, for example. You can't react to her pulling out the minion. You just see that the minion's out already, and she's doing stuff already. I definitely think this helps him out a lot for actually getting these super powerful Mistfinders set up. I will say, low-key, I am happy they're not adding like another like set play zoner type thing and kind of having like a more mid-range character, more strike throw character. But I feel like there's quite a bit of potential for this character as far as one, screen control, and two, offense and especially mix-up. My favorite mechanic in the game, the good old guard crush, is on the turn up Mistfinders, which is super sick. So I'm sure there's going to be a bunch of shenanigans there. And we have a bunch of questions to check with him, especially because the game is different. I didn't even talk about like all of the system stuff that people have been talking about as they've been trying it out at Versus Fighting. I'm kind of still waiting for the patch notes on that. But overall, looks pretty cool. Interested in trying them out and looking forward to playing them next week. As usual, if you guys have any questions or comments, definitely feel free to leave them in the comment section below. Like, subscribe if you guys feel like it. And I'll see y'all next time. Peace out.